Hey everyone, welcome. It is Tuesday night. I am Clay Emo. I'm at Connect Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary live on Tuesday night, April the 6th, on a night where obviously the Canucks did not play. They haven't played in a while. They're supposed to play against the Winnipeg Jets, but we know that that got canceled a long time ago, and there's more word of other cancellations coming down the pipe. But thanks for being here. We'll let people kind of roll in, but I want to give a shout out to my Hall of Fame members. I see him right there. Just Incredible, nucksfan number 29, Lucas Gates, simalexander, and Jens95. Thanks for your support, and thanks to the support of members of all levels. You are listed in my video description, and I know you guys have memorized this part already. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, simply press the join button underneath this video or any of my videos, or in the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. I want to thank the moderators right away. Sometimes it's funny, right at the start, we have more moderators, or as many moderators as we have non-moderators, which is fine. I already see, look at you, all cool people in here already. Coach Rob, Just Incredible. We have Noah. We have the legendary Hot Take Hockey John. I think I'm a bigger fan of yours, John, and I'd like your autograph. We can send each other's autographs. But I want to thank all the moderators. I want to thank Monkey 9 Brewing for supporting me and sponsoring all these post-game live streams, or now these Clay's Canucks commentary live, as we have no games to talk about yet, at least no Canucks games. So I thank them for their support as well. I always say, no matter where you're watching from, if you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, in the lower mainland, in the province, in the country, or on the continent, around the world, thank you. I do not take you for granted. I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, basically, doing anything else except you're here with me tonight, at least for the next little bit. So thank you. Yes, I do not take you for granted, and I appreciate you being here, absolutely. So before we start, you guys know this. Subscribe if you have not subscribed already. Definitely hit the like button. Don't like the fact the Canucks have COVID. Like the fact that we can hang out and talk about not just the Canucks having COVID, but hang out and check in with one another, of course. And you guys know my rule. I always like to have 50% of likes that we have viewership at one time. So actually we're doing that. We have a decent amount of likes and not a lot of viewers. So it's actually working out so far today. All right, I not much to talk about, so I'm going to go for about 2 minutes, and then at the 5-minute mark, I will turn it over to you. I see a lot of people in here already, which is awesome. Thank you for being here. And for those of you that are new here, I am not ignoring you on purpose. I usually talk for the first 5 or 6 minutes, and then when I say go, I ask you to start typing your questions from there. I do questions only unless I've caught up, and then I'll try and read as much as I can, as long as my voice holds up and as long as I can keep up. So thanks everyone for being here. The biggest Canucks news of the day, I'd say, was that Jake Virtanen was added to the Canucks COVID list. So with Höglander added yesterday, Virtanen added today, that now makes 18 players. So basically 18 of 22 or 23 active players. That's 80%. That's not good. The good news is some of the players are starting to come out of their COVID symptoms. But again, remember, you need 5 days consecutive of negative tests before you can even get back on the ice. So that's 5 days before you can get back on the ice. Then it's getting back on the ice, skating on your own. Then it's practice. And then it's up for, the Canucks playing a game. So it sounds like the Canucks, they canceled they missed the first one against Winnipeg or at Calgary. Then they canceled the next 3. Then they canceled 2 more, the Calgary ones. And now it sounds like Edmonton, April 12th and April 14th will be canceled as well. So that will be now up to a total of 8 games canceled. A lot of questions, as I vlogged about today. Will the Canucks even play again? Will they finish out the season? Will they rejig their schedule so they're playing against Calgary and Ottawa at the end and getting through all their teams, games against playoff teams, i.e. Toronto, Edmonton, Winnipeg, and Montreal? Will they do that first so then those teams can start playing their playoffs and not delaying the entire NHL? Don't forget, the North Division is going to play among themselves for the first 2 rounds. So they do have 2 rounds to try and get 3 games in 4 nights, or 4 and 5, or 4 and 6, whatever they have to do to catch up to the other 3 American divisions. But then by the start of June, no, not by the start of June, by the middle of June, then you're in your 3rd round, and then you need to be caught up because you're going to have one other team waiting for the North Division winner, if that makes sense. So Hoglander added, Virtanen added. Okay, I'm going to go for a bit more than 5 minutes, so a couple more minutes. A lot of talk about Tanner Pearson. Those of you in here from Toronto, i.e. John and others, rumors linking the Leafs possibly being interested in Tanner Pearson. We shall see. Tanner Pearson's one of the few players, knock on wood, I'm not sure if this is wood, but knock on whatever I'm knocking on, that have not, are not on the COVID list. There's only a few, right? There's like Besser, Miller, VC, and Pearson. And I hope I'm not jinxing them, but yeah, no, I don't believe in jinxes. But yeah, Pearson's one of the guys not on the COVID list. So do the Canucks try and extend him? Do they try and trade him and try and get something for him? I think that's what they should still do. I would hate to see him get signed before Pettersson and Hughes. That's Demko's okay. He's just as important as Pettersson and Hughes going forward. But I don't want to see them spending $2.5-3 million on Pearson when they got to try and save every dollar they can for Pettersson and Hughes. Don't forget, Canucks fans, it's going to be one more year of cap hell, so to speak, before we can get into making some good, aggressive, smart moves. If Jim Benning is able to do a series of those in succession. Last thing. And then I'll throw it over to you. And so I'm going to give you a lot of things we can talk about. Now with the Sekeres and Price show launched today, live from 3 to 6, all the TSN 1040 guys, no, I shouldn't say all, most of them that are going to have landed. So Sekeres and Price, they are doing their show from 3 to 6 across multiple platforms. Rick Dollywall and Don Taylor on Check TV, 10 to 12 in the morning across multiple platforms. Halford and Bruff have taken over the 6:50 morning show. Karen Sermon joined Scott Rintoul. Jeff Patterson is basically on all these shows. And Rob Fay launched The Nation, as we know. So there's at least 8 or 9 sports personalities and some producers that have been able to find work, land on their feet, which is really, really good. Would love to know, which ones you are listening to and which ones you are most excited about, and maybe I wonder if I should throw my name in there and get involved in some new venture, some way, somehow, with someone one day. Maybe that'll happen sooner than later. We shall see. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay, turn it over to you. Starting now, questions only. No, I shouldn't say questions only, but I'll start with questions starting from now. Parker, why are you making googly eyes? I didn't mention your name. Why, Parker, are you going to do something too? That's pretty cool. Maybe we should talk or something. That's funny. Symptoms can take a period of time to surface. Okay, so I'm probably jumping in a couple conversations now midstream. Okay, let's go. Fangirl, hey Clay, how much longer will the NHL let this outbreak go before shutting down the Canucks for the season? I think they're waiting until there's no positive tests on a day, right? It went like 1, 2, 4, 10, 3, 2. So now it's just trickling one, but there's only a few more players that can get it. I think Fangirl Gaming, they're going to make some decisions this week. They need to, for the sake of the Canucks, for the sake of the rest of the league. So I'd give them 3 more days to the end of this week till we hear something more definitive. Great question. Sports Boys, who is your favorite Canuck? Presently, it's Bo Horvat. All time, it's Roberto Luongo. Luongo, I've met a couple times, written songs about him. He's DM'd me, and I love the way he played, and I loved his personality, especially the last few years. As for currently Bo Horvat, I love him as a captain. My son Sean caddied for him at the golf tournament 5 years ago. I've written a couple of songs about him as well. Met him a few times. Always very nice to me. And yeah, I like Horvat as my current favorite Canuck. Thank you for asking. Yes, M. Hello from Australia. That's awesome. We have some international flavor, some Flavor Flav. No, that was not very cool. Thank you, M, for being here. And we miss the Canucks too, and we hope they feel better too. And M, if you want to subscribe to this channel, you are more than welcome to do so. Oh, awesome. We're over 50 viewers. That's great. That means I'd love to see 25 likes. So if you want to hit the like button, that is awesome. Hot take. Are you going to be following the trade deadline news from home on Monday? Was going to DM you to ask a question. Okay, sure. Yeah, John. I have a feeling I know what I'm going to be doing on that day at a certain time. But if you want to DM me, please do. I'll be in town. I'll be probably in this home studio, home office, whatever you want to call this, home. I don't know, downstairs room. You guys know over here, right? That's where we keep all our kids' toys, even though. Like our youngest one is 13 now, so I'm not sure why we have a bunch of toys still. Oh, it's for when their cousins come over and stuff. So, John, long answer to your short question. Yeah, DM me, and we'll see if we can, whatever you're going to ask me. That's cool. Edmund, I'm still shocked how arrogant Damien Cox was on saying the Canucks are just resting. Yes, talked about that in the last stream on Sunday night. Edmund, I assume you won't be upset or surprised if they call off the season. Correct, Edmund. I would not be surprised nor upset because you just look at the teams that have come back from a major COVID outbreak. Buffalo, New Jersey, Philly, and I'm missing one. Buffalo, New Jersey, Philly, and there's one other team. I talked about it today. Buffalo, Philly, New Jersey. Someone tell me who that fourth team is. But yeah, they none of those teams are playing up to expectations this year. So I would not be upset if they called off the season. Vanger, are we lucky Pettersson hasn't ended up in protocol? We are. Well, yeah, of course. We're lucky that any of the players that haven't wound up in protocol aren't in protocol. But Pettersson was skating separately from the team. So it makes sense that he is one of the guys that did not get it. Same with Tanner Pearson, who got injured just before it. Shafin, how do you get off the COVID list? 5 straight days of negative tests. Justin, think Horvat will make Team Canada in one of the next 2 Olympics? Yeah, it's funny. When Sean caddied for him in 2015, Horvat was trying to get a look for 2016. That was too quick. Sorry. He wasn't trying to get a look. He wanted a look in 2020, but obviously we know that I have my years all mixed up. 2010, 2014, 2018, 2022. Start again. When Sean caddied for Horvat in 2015, 2016, Horvat knew 2018 was a long shot, but he wanted 2022. And 2018, there are no... That's what I was trying to say. There are no NHL players anyway. So yes, I think Horvat can crack a fourth line spot, whether it's at center or likely on the wing. Canada always have really good centers. I think he's got a shot for sure. For sure. Amateur, why can't ownership just tell the league that our players matter most and we'll bow out for the rest of the season? It's not worth it, to be honest. Amateur, I don't think ownership needs to tell the league that. I think the league is very well aware, but I'm sure it's a conversation that they are having for sure. Thank you, Riley, for the compliment. Yeah, it's the same mic I've been using for a long time now. The mic that I now know which way it is supposed to face. Slapshot. Hello, Slapshot. I apologize if I show up with a different name. I haven't fully found my true identity on YouTube, and I'm back in the hockey spirit. I have my motivation back. That is awesome. No, you don't have to apologize for anything. You do what you want. You name your channel whatever you want, but good to see you. M, I'm subscribed. Well, thank you, M. Your live videos are a great 3 p.m. university study break for me. Well, as long as I'm not making you fail any courses or whatever, but that's awesome. I really appreciate you. That's great. So that means, check out this math. That means you are 17 hours ahead of us, correct? Boom. That's good math right there. I hope that's right. Okay. Fangirl, I thought Jake was sick a week ago. Why did he just test positive now? Who knows? Maybe it wasn't COVID a week ago, or maybe it wasn't COVID a week ago. Because you can still feel sick, right? A regular flu, cough, allergies, whatever. Jake for Tannen, he's feeling pretty positive. Nicely done, I guess. Yes, Dallas. Thank you, John. That was the team. Yes, and Amrit. Thank you. Yeah, the 4 teams I was thinking about were Dallas, Buffalo, New Jersey, and Philly, and all 4 teams have not performed up to snuff. So there's no way I can see the Canucks. It's almost good. It sounds so... I can't believe I'm saying this. At least I'm not saying the T word. It's almost good that the Canucks aren't in a playoff race, because then a decision to halt the season would not cause as much uproar or as much strife. I don't even know if all the players want to come back, quite frankly, whatever their situation is at home. And I know a lot of people are talking about how are the Canucks even going to be able to trade a player, at least those that will have to waive no trade clauses. Who would want to leave their family, their young kids at home during this time of crazy COVID numbers in BC? Pretty crazy. Noah, I'm great. I hope you are well as well. Thank you for always asking that. Amrit, so with Sutter coming off the books this season, which bottom 6 plug will we overpay this offseason? I hope none, Amrit. I hope none. I would love to see VC and Boyd come back for $1 million or so each. Then you still have for Tannen on the books, Gaudette, Beagle's got 1 more year left. You still Roussel got 1 more year left. And don't forget, we're going to lose someone, right? Given who the Canucks probably project to protect. We're going to lose. I always say we're going to lose at least one of these 5, depending on who the Canucks protect or don't. Between Lind, McEwen, Gaudette, Virtanen, and I'm missing one. Only 4, because I think we're going to protect Besser, Pettersson, Miller, Horvat, and Mott. Those 5. That means of these 4, we can only protect 2 of them: Lind, McEwen, Gaudette, Virtanen. I think one of those guys is gone. That wasn't even your question, but I decided to flex my expansion draft knowledge right there. Avash, hope you're doing well. Thank you. Same to you. Where do you stand right now as to whether or not we should shut the season down? I would have no problem if they shut the season down, especially if you're not going to have all the Canucks come back with 100% hearts into it. You don't play motivated, then you won't care. The product will suffer, and you're a better chance of getting hurt when you're not playing at full speed. So I would not be upset. It would kind of shoot down a lot of content options, but I would not be upset. Noah, do you think there will be fans at games in Canada next season? I do. I still think if the vaccination rolls out well, and if somehow we get the variants under control, I do think fans will be in Canadian arenas fully next season. C edits. Hey Clay, hope you're well. Thank you. Ditto to you. Heard that Beagle's LTIR. What do you think they should do with this freed up cap space? Yeah, I heard that might happen today, or it did happen today. Yeah, I don't think you do anything with it. You just you're not going to trade or well, actually, I think they can get Juolevi into some games now. I was hearing that the reason why they couldn't get Juolevi, and even with his cheap salary, is they were maxed out. So maybe that's one thing you could do. You could try different players that are within the organization. I'm not saying you trade for new players, but that's one thing that you could do. Hello, Chris. What happened to BC Lions? Just to change the spin. No problem. Well, the CFL skipped one season, 2020, and they're in negotiations to figure out what they're going to do for 2021. They're still around. Justin, Hall of Fame member, hit the like button if you haven't already. Thank you. Hall of Fame member doing his good work there. 14 hours. 14 hours. Oh, you're talking about the math. No, but it's 10 p.m. my time. 10 p.m. my time, John. So it's I know it's 1 a.m. where you are. Thank you for being there. So for you, it's a difference of 14 hours, but for me, it's 17 hours, right? Unless I'm completely off. But 10 p.m. to 3 p.m. their time is 17 hours. But yes, 14 hours for you, I hope. Canucks have 1 million followers on Twitter. They do. More than other Canadian teams that aren't Toronto, Montreal, and more than most American teams. Yeah, Toronto, Montreal, they have the bigger... Give thanks to the toxic fan base on Twitter. Yeah, that's interesting. I will say this. This is kind of showing off, but the Canucks, I went through, it's funny. They only follow 220 people or 220 accounts, and they only follow 2, quote, non-media, non-organization, non-player, non-official accounts. And I'm one of those 2. It's kind of cool to say there's one other fan, but there's 2 of us as fans that they follow, and the rest are players, organizations, charities, sponsors, and partners. So that's kind of a cool thing for my brag sheet. Awesome, Slapshot. Keep up the good work. You do what you got to do, and whatever your break was for, I'm sure you needed it, and that's the most important thing. Inferno, Clay, did you listen to today's Vancast episode? No, I have that on the docket for later tonight or tomorrow morning. It's crazy, actually, now with Donnie and Dolly, with the Vancast, and with Sekeres and Price, there's a lot of options to listen to as a podcast. I don't know, maybe I should add my voice to that as well. But, and then that's to go along with the podcasts that are already out there. Canucks Conversation, Larshcast, Broadscast, there's so many of them out there right now. So there's a lot of good content, which is really good. There's a lot of room for content creators, and to answer your question, Inferno, I will check it out later tonight or tomorrow morning. But I know they had Justin McElroy on, so I'm sure they talked a lot about COVID, and I presume it's a very fascinating chat for sure. Hello, Nux. Coach Rob, is there any chance the NHL would want the Canucks to play out the season using mostly Utica players? Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance that the NHL would want the Canucks to play out the season. then you don't have to do anything crazy with prorated standings or anything like that. So yeah, that's one option for sure. Oh, Nux, congratulations. And never apologize for missing my streams. If you want to make it, you make it. If you can't make it, you can't. That's fine. What type of dog did you get and what's his or her name? Lucas, hey Clay, my dad got his COVID shot today. Awesome. Congratulations, Lucas. No issues. And my sister's getting hers next week. That's great, Lucas. I saw your tweet. That's awesome. Good. Congratulations. Fangirl, did you hear what Brent Sutter had to say about Brandon Sutter? I feel bad for Brandon because his wife is pregnant, also young kids at home. No, I didn't hear in detail. I just knew that his dad said that he was still suffering right now, and that's tough. That's tough to hear about anyone in any situation. Justin, did you see the Flames make a major shakeup with their stars, Gaudreau, Monahan, and Tkachuk? Do you see? How would that affect the Canucks next year division-wise? I think the Flames in need of a total blow-up, even more than the Canucks. And I think of those three, Gaudreau is the one that they could probably... I don't think they're giving up on Tkachuk. He's too young, so I think it's Gaudreau that has to go. But I do see a major shakeup for sure. Johnny Canuck. Oh, you might get some Canucks, some Leafs fans mad with that. Lucas, Taylor Hall trade rumors. Indeed. Fanagar, I'm assuming you're with the majority to shut the Canucks down for the season. If it makes sense to do so, I'm not out there, advocating for it right now, or I would say I'm a leader of that movement. If it happens, it would make sense. But I can kind of wait to see the way it goes for sure. Montreal Alouettes, yep. Taylor Hall to the Isles, Bruins or Avs. If the Canucks don't play for the rest of the year, shouldn't the NHL award us with an extra draft pick? I don't know. ND35, I don't think they would award us for mismanagement is not the right say. I'm not blaming the team at all, but I don't think we would, quote, get rewarded with an extra pick either. So it's no one's fault, but it's not worth the reward either. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Just incredible. Yeah, you're in the shut it down camp. Lucas, the Thrashers are now the Jets 2.0. Tayeb, do you think Bo Horvat wants to come back to play hockey this season? Because the captains don't want to play. I don't think anyone wants to. Yeah, I think some people would look to his lead, but I think these are 22 strong-willed personalities. His situation, he's got a young kid, right? Others people have older kids. Some people don't have no kids. So everyone's in a different situation for sure. Coach Rob, the Canucks Clay cast. I don't... another CCC. I don't know if the market needs another CCC. That's for sure. Brian, yes, continue to pray for the speedy recovery of the Canucks coaches and families. I agree. Shafiq, how many NHLers do they need for a lineup? I would say 2/3. At least 3 of your forward lines and 2 of your D pairings. So what are we at? 9 plus 13, 4. Yeah, maybe 14 or 15 players. That's the number I've heard before. Did you watch any of the March Madness? I watched semifinals and finals for the men's side. Yeah. So that Baylor-Houston game was crazy. It was no game. The UCLA Gonzaga was amazing, and I wish Gonzaga put up a bit more of a fight in the final for sure. Golden Retriever, Rocco. Congratulations, Nux. That is awesome. Dogwood, that's kind of funny. Best Canucks podcast and best NHL podcast. I think right now the Vancast is considered the leader because of Thomas Drance and Jeff Patterson. I actually don't listen to a lot of NHL. Oh, no, I do listen to 31 Thoughts, Jeff Merrick and Elliot Friedman, because I like their style. And, I don't want to name any other Canucks podcasts. As soon as I start to, I'll forget some, even some that have had me on. But there are a lot of good ones in the market for sure. But I'd say the Vancast is the one that most people go to as their go-to. Fangirl, the Flames overpaying Markstrom. Yep, and I would said that before the season started as well. Avash, P.D. Pearson, Miller, Besser, and Schmidt are the notable names that have not been on the COVID list. Yep, VC as well. Edmund, would you want the number 1 draft pick if we got it? I doubt it. Know the Canucks history. I doubt it knowing the Canucks. Yeah, no, of course. You always have a better number 1 draft pick than number 10 draft pick for sure. For the Flames, I don't think Daryl Sutter is the answer. No, they're under 500 with Daryl Sutter for sure. Okay, Sean just doesn't want Eriksson to get COVID. Nux, Clay, do you think Canucks going to sleep in the deadline day, or do you see Benny making some minor moves? I see him making maybe one move, one or two, but remember, it's going to be very hard. It is a buyer's market, not a seller's market. So I don't think we should be too hard on Benning if he is not able to pull something off. This is a very tough year, and COVID does not help. Edmund, I think it'd be awesome if you joined Don Taylor and Rick Dollywall show. Thank you, Edmund. I think it'd be a lot of fun. We'd definitely be like United Nations, right? With Rick Dollywall of South Asian descent, me of East Asian descent, and Don Canadian. So yeah, that would be, not that we're not Canadian, you know what I mean? Basically Caucasian, East Indian, and then Japanese, Chinese. That would be fun. We would be United Nations for sure. So Lucas is saying extra pick wouldn't be unrealistic. It did happen before. Compensatory, yes. It would be lower picks, if anything. No, what's your favorite Canucks jersey right now, Clay? I've always liked, no, not always. When it came out, and to this day, I still like the black skate jersey that they re-brought out for the 50th season, 50th anniversary season. So that's my favorite right now. Tayyab, can you list the top 5 best futures out of all the Canadian teams in the NHL? The best futures out of all the Canadian teams in the NHL. Futures. Well, it depends. Do you mean future, Tayyab, like next year or 5 years down? If we're talking 5 years down the road, I'd put, 5, then I guess in order. I definitely think that Ottawa's up there, because they're just loading up the draft picks, but I don't know if they have a superstar like the Canucks do. So I'll actually say 4 or 5 years from now, and I don't know enough about the other markets. I'm going to go Vancouver, Ottawa. I don't actually know who's in Toronto, Calgary, Montreal, Edmonton, and Winnipeg farm system, quite frankly. But I'm just looking at the age of their core players. You can never count Draisaitl and McDavid out, and they're not old. You know, there's still Matthews, who's not old at all. And I don't know Winnipeg, Calgary, and Montreal's systems, but I've heard Calgary's is decent. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go Vancouver, Ottawa, Toronto, Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg, Montreal. But after Vancouver, Ottawa, I have no clue what I'm talking about. Riley, Clay, I've made a few backyard hockey season mode videos today. Nice. Avash, whatever happened to the Kess and Juice podcast, if you ever listened to them? Yeah, good question. I don't know, actually. Maybe BX got busy with Sportsnet and Hockey Night in Canada. I don't know. Good question. Shannon, did you know that 2016, I think, was when the Humboldt Broncos were in the accident on April 6th? Actually, it was only 3 years ago, Shannon. So it was 2018. But yes, it was 3 years ago today. Brian, if they have to shut the Canucks down for the season, so be it, as long as the Canucks coaches and families get healthy. Yep. Canucks Conversation podcast. Yes, Canucks Conversation is excellent. Clay Show is my go-to Canucks live stream podcast. Well, I appreciate that, Fillmore. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Jake, Tanev and Markey must be missing being on a good team. Yeah, I'm sure they're completely shocked at how their season has gone. Nuts, Clay, do you think the Flames trade one of Gaudreau or Monahan this upcoming summer? Gaudreau's a UFA. Yeah, I think it's Gaudreau over Monahan, but it could be both. Slapshot, do you think that Jeff Skinner will be traded with that god-awful contract in the terrible play this year? I think not, but what do you think, Clay? No. I think Skinner is pretty much unmovable. Edmund, I wonder when will Flames bow out Markey? Well, it's only year 1 out of 6, so we'll see. Shafin, do you think the Canadian NHL team should get access to vaccines ahead of schedule? You know, that's tricky. I, as a hockey fan, wouldn't mind it. I know others would say that's not fair. Should they? Or do you think they should get access? Oh, that's so tough. You know, whatever. I might get some heat for saying this. Yeah, I would not object if they got it. What are the chances the Canucks season gets canceled? Gary, you know, a couple days ago, I was leaning over 50%, but I have a feeling the Canucks are still going to play. So, I don't know, 40-60. Flyers, Brizgalov, and then bottom out. Very good, Edmund. Johnny, you could fit all of the Leafs accomplishments over 50 years and put in a fortune cookie. Fangirl, if you had a guess, what coaches tested positive for COVID? It could be the three main ones, given if they were at practice and it was a game. It could be Green, Baumgartner, and Brown, but I don't know. Justin, at least made out of division for playoffs. Would you root for them the rest of the way, being Canada's main team? No, I don't get into that. So you know this, right? If it's I cheer for Tampa or Colorado as my third and fourth favorite teams, respectively. So I would want a Tampa-Colorado final. Yeah. Montrezl Caulfield. Yeah, good point, Inferno. Lucas, hey, Clay. I've actually seen some NHL logos mashed up with Pokemon characters. The Canucks one looks fire. I've not seen that, and I probably wouldn't appreciate it because I don't know Pokemon, but I'll look for that. Derek, curious if you listen to Dan Russell Sports Talk on NW every night when you were younger. Would you consider interviewing him? Love your interviews, by the way. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate the compliment. And, it's interesting. Dan Russell, I think, would come on the show because he actually knows my brother quite well. My brother coached Dan Russell's son in like little boy basketball, not toddler. In boys basketball. So I think I could get Dan Russell. That's a great suggestion. Thank you, Derek. I'm gonna keep that in mind for sure. Drum, any possible future signings for the Canucks? Not that I've heard of just yet. Lucas, can you see Eichel being traded out of Buffalo at the trade deadline? Yes, I could see that. Nuts, Clay, who do you see the Leafs trading for in the deadline? Palmieri, Hall, Savard. I don't know. I don't know if John's still in here. I do think they maybe want to, beef up their forward group. Might even be Pearson, but I don't know enough about what they're going after, to be honest with you. Slapshot, Ken and Will, the Sabres trade Eichel? Yes. Buyout Skinner? Not sure. Taylor Hall is the likely one out, but who else do you think gets moved from Buffalo? Yeah, to move a lot of those guys, I think you have the order right. It would be Hall, Eichel, and Skinner, but we'll see. Good question. But Hall is the one that I think a lot of eyes are on, but the Eichel one would be interesting too. But I know they want a lot for sure for Eichel. Fangirl, weren't the Canucks supposed to wear masks in the locker room? Yeah, they're supposed to wear masks everywhere. Avash, actually, I don't know about the locker room because they're all supposed to be tested. I think I don't know the exact protocol rules down to the last detail, so I'm not sure. Avash, Jets are your second favorite team, right? You got it. It's Vancouver, Winnipeg, Tampa, then Colorado. Very good, Avash. I should probably find a fifth team just so I can say I have a top five. Noah, hi Clay. It's safe to say we don't know if the Canucks got better or worse this season because the Canadian division is so good. Noah, it's funny. A lot of people say the Canadian division is the worst division of the four divisions. And we just haven't played well against them. Do you see the Canucks making the playoffs next year? I think next year is a crapshoot. I think the year after for sure. Coach Rob, would love to see Dan Russell on your show. Okay, I will consider that for sure. Shafeen, how can any future Canucks games be competitive out of playoffs and nothing to play for aside from help seeding for playoffs? Yeah, Shafeen, that's a fair point. It would ask a lot for them to be competitive given all the circumstances. Colin Miller is a suggestion from Slapshot Hockey. Okay, that's good. How different would the Canucks record be if they played teams outside the division? So tricky. I think they would struggle against a lot like the Vegas, the Washington, the Tampa, the Carolina, the Florida of the world. But then we could beat up on teams, hopefully like Buffalo, Detroit, New Jersey, the California teams. It's tough to say. Maybe though we're at around the same place. Nux, Clay, what pick do you think the Canucks will get this year? Top 10 or top 15? Yeah, if they go by points percentage, it'll be top 10. But depending on how they wind up the year. Rome, I used to listen to Dan Russell every night. Would love to hear an interview with him. Ask him for his best Pauser story. Yeah, Pauser's pretty funny. So especially from the older people in here. No offense, older people. I'm one of you. It sounds like that there's some interest in Dan Russell. Maybe I'll have to make that happen. Edmund, if Rogers Arena does allow fans, do you think A, you'd have to prove each fan has been vaccinated? Yes. B, mandatory masks while watching the game? Yes. I think those two things will happen. At least to start off. Fangirl, can we just be thankful that Horvat's wife and young son are healthy? If they are, yes, absolutely. Reaction, do you think the Canucks will play again this season, seeing that we have 19 positive tests? Reaction Club, yeah, I just answered that. I think it's 60% chance they do come. They play in 40% they don't. And that's just my own numbers out of midair. Fillmore, happy birthday to Vancouver, 135 years old today. Expo 86 was... very good. Never even thought about that. Lucas, if the Canucks would bring back a jersey besides the flying skate, which one would you like to see? Part of me wants to see the V, honestly, or the stick and rink. Alex, I follow being in trade rumors. Not that I have heard, but I don't follow. And that wasn't on purpose. I follow. We need a flying V. Come back, Inferno. There you go. Avash, why don't we make the flying skate a permanent alternate? Yeah, maybe they don't want to go back. Oh, as alternate, you're saying. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know why. Noah Clay, do you think every team will versus each other again next season? I do, even if it's just a home and home. Yeah, thank you. Love the channel. Alex, love the channel. Big fan. Thank you, Alex. I'm a big fan that you're a big fan. I appreciate that. Lucas, wouldn't he be surprised? Noah, wouldn't he be surprised? No, I'm not sure what Noah asked. Fangirl, I'm frustrated that one MLO team is opening their ballpark to full capacity. I think it's irresponsible. Yeah, well, Texas does things whatever they want, right? What was the issue with Kessler when he wanted out? I think, there's rumors that he was talking at the Olympics already that he wanted out. Not 2010, 2014. I just think he wanted, he saw that the team had passed us by, the window had closed. I think that's the main thing. I don't think it's personality based or personnel based. I think he just saw that the window was getting closed. Yeah. Slapshot. Granlund for Palmieri trade. Preds throw in a couple of picks and a prospect and a pick. Granlund for Palmieri. Preds throw in a couple of picks. Okay, so you're really stacking the day. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about how well their seasons are going, to be honest with you, Slapshot. Mason, do you think Jim Benning should be fired? Do I think he should be fired? I was thinking so in February and not so much after March. And after that, I think Demko's contract's really good. So no, I don't think he should be fired, but I would not be surprised if he does, or the people that do want him fired. I'll put it that way. Shannon, do you think Coach Rob will be asked to be goalie for the... Do you think Coach Rob will be asked to be the goalie for the Canucks as he played goalie in Special Olympics? I'm not sure how good Coach Rob is, but why not? Lucas, Texas is Texas. Yes. Oh, I'll tell you a quick story about Texas. I've told the story here before. And then remind me to tell you the extender story. Okay, remember, you guys know this. I always, somewhere in the live stream, I say, remind me to tell you this. So today, it's going to be the story about being the extender. But my Texas story, I've told this once before. I was doing some talks in Texas. It was a lunchtime. I was telling them about Canada, about our healthcare system, about no guns, blah, blah, blah. And then for the kids in Texas, the question wasn't, do you have a gun in your house? It's how many guns do you have in your house? It was so crazy. I didn't feel unsafe, but it was just what a complete difference in philosophy. Pretty crazy. Sheldon, did you go to any events during the 2010 Olympics? Great question. Yeah, I went to a couple sledge hockey games. I went to a couple curling matches, and then I went to the closing ceremonies. And then our office was right around the corner from Rogers Arena and BC Place. So we were a Catholic Olympic hospitality center. Welcome people from around the world in, learn a bit about our diocese, leave a prayer on our prayer wall, whatever it may be, check their email, watch some games. It was a lot of fun. It was a really, really good experience for me back in 2010. Coach Green is not on the COVID list, but they don't name coaches. Slapshot, do you think Palmieri is definitely getting traded though? No, I don't know. No, I wouldn't say he's definitely getting traded. I don't think we can say that about anyone. Riley, Clay, would you ever want to be the coach of the Canucks? Sure, but I don't have the pedigree, that's for sure. Fangirl, what was your reaction to the golden goal during the 2010 Olympics? Needless to say, I was very happy. We were watching it in our building that I just told you guys about, and it was very we were very ecstatic. In fact, if you look up 2010 Winter Olympics, that's when I started doing daily vlogs, you guys, back in the day. I haven't done every day since 2010, but I was doing daily vlogs during the Winter Olympics. So if you ever want to look up my Winter Olympic vlog series, it's right here on my YouTube channel. William, does Canucks COVID situation affect them at the trade deadline? William, I think it makes it harder for them to make moves for sure. Lucas went to the US-Swiss game. Tim Thomas was the goalie net. Yeah, throw up indeed. Derek, with the Canucks outbreak, were you surprised that the coaches on Hockey Night in Canada game were pulling down their masks frequently? Yeah, that's just force of habit. You think you're okay because everyone is supposedly tested and free. But I know that the NHL has kind of gone back to teams to remind them not to. It's not a good look, right, on national TV to be pulling down your mask every few seconds so you can so you can chat. Okay, we're at the 40-minute mark. So let's do 3 minutes of Ask Me Anything. So no Canucks questions and no hockey-related questions. And I'll do 3 or 4 minutes of this. I'll tell my extender story, and then we'll be done. Okay. Fangirl, okay, I'll just sneak this one in. And Noah, do you want Harlock to be re-signed? Yeah, only if it's cheap. Fangirl, what went wrong in the 1994 Stanley Cup Finals for the Canucks? Rangers were a better team. Canucks were good, though, too. It was close, 3-2. Could have gone either way. Okay, non-hockey, non-Canucks related questions for the last 3 minutes. Ask me anything. Edmund, did you hear about the Coterie getting their liquor license revoked for defying COVID orders? I did, and I heard she's going to fight it. Are you an NBA fan too, Clay? Yes, I am. I had a jam pack, so I would go to 10 or 12 Grizzlies games a year when they were here. Big Steve Nash fan. But admittedly, my interest in the league has kind of gone down since the Grizzlies have left. Brian, what did you think of the Pack Blue Jays game the other day? I didn't even know. Where were they playing, Brian? I don't even know that. Is that the one? Were they playing in Texas? Yeah, if that's the one, it's I won't judge what they're doing. It's just so weird to see fans. I know when Baylor won the Final Four game, the March Madness, the championship last night, they cut to a shot of college kids at the Baylor Stadium, and it just looks weird right now. Clay, Oscar, Rhea, who wins? I want Oscar to win, but I think Rhea wins. How long have you lived in Vancouver? All my life. So born in Vancouver, but lived in Richmond all 46 years of my life. Favorite singer right now? Favorite singer? Gosh, I don't have a lot of favorite modern singers. I do like John Legend. I like John Legend's work. Yeah, for sure. Who is your favorite Grizzly of all time? Sharif Abdur-Rahim, for sure. Texas. Lucas. The Grizz could come back. Team may leave Memphis. Doesn't sound good down there. Gotcha. Fangirl, do you think more restrictions are coming because there are 1,000+ cases? I do think that we're in for one more new restriction, new guidelines. And man, if numbers are 1,000 every day, I could see a complete lockdown for a couple weeks for sure. Jeff, I think the Texas Rangers were being irresponsible, but it is Texas. Yeah, exactly, Jeff. Texas does whatever they want. Do you have a favorite genre of music? Yes, old school R&B, 90s R&B for sure, followed by worship music. Inferno, we need Francesco. William, what is one place you want to visit? I've been there once already, Rome, but I want to bring my wife Gail there. We were supposed to go there last summer. A place that I've never been before that I would love to try. Australia. Australia is appealing to me. Sounds fun. Coach Rob, if we did a meetup next summer, we should challenge the hockey guy to a street hockey game in a lacrosse box. All right, Coach, as long as you're on my team, that's fine. Brian, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley to win the title. I think Lashley retains. Riley, Undertaker or Becky would be a better NHL player if they played. Undertaker, Reaction Club, which Mike Myers movie franchise you prefer? Austin Powers or Shrek? I enjoyed the Shrek movies a little more, maybe because I would watch it with my kids. Top 3 U.S. cities. If you're talking to visit, I like, top 3 U.S. cities. To visit, I've enjoyed my time in New Orleans, in New York, and in L.A. New York and maybe Phoenix, too, as a close fourth. I like some Texas cities, though. Fort Worth, the people are nice to me. I've been there a couple times. But yeah, New York and LA, kind of obvious ones, but I do have friends there, family there, and I love visiting there. And I do like New Orleans. Bryant Reeves was okay. Mike Bibby was good too. Yeah. A celebrity you really want to meet? Bruno Mars. That would be cool. Denzel Washington. You guys know he's my favorite actor. That would be cool. Fangirl, what's more frustrating, CPU travel or restaurants defying orders? Maybe the restaurants, because maybe because it's more local. Are you a big fan of Z95 and their 90s to now format? I always get mixed up with the 3 stations. I flip between 95.3, 94.5, and 10-something, 104, 103. So I don't know who's who. I don't know what's what, to be honest with you, Dogwood. Do you watch WWE NXT? No, I don't, Edmund. Just read about it. Shannon, do you follow the WHL? No, I don't. Lucas, that's cool about, that some of the Warriors. Do you know martial arts? No, who's he? No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know martial arts. I like to fool around and play fight with my kids and get beat up, but no, I don't know martial arts. Who's your Canadian-born celebrity? Ooh, Canadian-born celebrity. I liked... Well, that's a good question. I have to get back to you on that one. I like a lot, but none that make me say, oh, like it's not Jim Carrey, it's not Dan Aykroyd. I'd have to really get back to you on that one. That's a good question. Reaction Club. Hello, Fernando. Edge, Roman Reigns, or Daniel Bryan? I think, I don't think Edge should win. He's too old. I think Roman should retain, but usually they don't in WrestleMania. Lucas, I'll be on Jack FM tomorrow morning. Awesome. 93.7. Favorite place for coffee? Don't drink the stuff. See edits. Second favorite sport? Why? What's my first? Oh, you mean behind hockey? To watch, I like hockey and then basketball. To play, I like bowling and volleyball. Favorite food? Sushi. Would I want to be the WWE Thunderdome? Sure, I'll try it. What is your favorite part of ice hockey? I like physicality. I like the speed. Riley, good question. Noah, one AHLer you want to meet right now, not in the Canucks? I would love to meet Ovechkin. I think he's hilarious. Fangirl, when do you think singers will you go back on tour? Not for another year. Okay, I'll check that out. Coach Rob, favorite memory from Expo 86? Oh, good question. Seeing my friends dance in some of the shows. But yeah, that was 30 years ago, of course, 25 years ago. No, 35 years ago. Yeah, I don't have a lot of vivid memories aside from seeing my friends who were involved in some of the shows there. Good night, Lucas. Ali, what's your dream day consist of? Sleeping in, a bit of exercise, doing some sports, maybe some bowling, hang out with my family, being outside a lot, eating some sushi, drinking a lot of Pepsi. Pretty boring, eh, Ali? And I hope Tyler's doing okay. Okay, last few. Do you think you ever go to the Yalhan Mall in Richmond? Do you ever go? I mean, maybe been there 3 times in my life. Not my favorite place. Favorite NFL team? Seahawks. Who's winning the Stanley Cup? I'm going to say Tampa I can say Colorado. Riley, Clay, what would you do if you met Undertaker and Jeff Hardy? I would say, I'd just shake their hand and say, you guys are massive. Donnell, did you ever get the Canucks retro reverse jersey? No, I didn't. See, it's an Olympic event you would want to attend live. Speed skating looks fun to me. Dogwood, Clay, I swear to God, I was radio surfing my car and the 3 top power stations were playing the same song 10 seconds apart. Yes, I've heard that before, at least 2. What's it? One NHL? Sorry, Max, that's a hockey. No, I'll answer it. What is one NHL rule that you like to be changed? 5 more minutes of overtime before the shootout. NHL you have not met on the Canucks. Very few. It's more guys that are on the Canucks and now have been traded away. I haven't really met any non-Canucks as a non. Oh no, what am I talking about? NHL All-Star Game. John Gibson, and he was for the Anaheim Ducks. He was very nice. Clay, your church should do online service. Yeah, we do, Shannon. I'm there twice a week streaming it. In fact, I go Wednesday mornings and Sunday mornings, so we do online. Seahawks are my favorite team. Favorite smoothie, don't drink the stuff. Longest distance you've ever driven. We did road trip to California. Not in one. We usually break it up over 3 days, 2 nights kind of thing. Okay, very good. I will do my extender story and then we will end off. Okay, so some of you, I told this story about the extender when I it sounds bad, but when I go golfing with my 3 buddies, which I did yesterday, I posted a picture of them. They're so much better than me, right? They shoot in the high 80s, low 90s, so 89, 90, 91, where I shoot like 105 to 110, and it's fine. That means 1 stroke a hole. Usually I'm worse than them. But they play skins, right? They bet X amount of money on every hole. And a skins game means if someone gets a par, for instance, on par 4, and the 2 other guys get a 5, this guy wins the hole. If 2 guys tie, it gets carried over to the next hole. So I told the story how I'm the extender because I'm so bad. I don't play in the skins game. I don't want to waste all my money. But if I somehow tie the guy who wins the hole, I extend it to the next hole, meaning they count my tie they count my score as a tie if it ties the best player. So yesterday, I only extended 1 hole because I didn't have a good round, but there was one where I just had to make a 6-foot putt. So one guy shot a 5, the other 2 guys had a 6, and I was on my 5th shot, and I just had to make the 6-foot putt. And they're all, 2 guys obviously cheering for me, 1 guy cheering against me. So I donked the putt, I missed it to the left. And then basically the other 2 guys are yelling, what are you good for? And it was pretty funny actually because They're often cheering for me. It kind of makes me feel good. As I tweeted about, or no, I think I put it on my Instagram, I said they keep the fun level up and the frustration level down. But I always say about golf, I can find less expensive ways to get frustrated for sure. But great day on the links. For those of you that watch my YouTube channel today, you saw that I didn't do a video yesterday. And it was fine. You know, I don't feel like I have to apologize, or I don't feel pressure to go every day. It was actually a nice break to be out in the sun and talking hockey for 5 hours with them. Okay, you guys have been awesome. Thank you. I think for this week, yeah, stay tuned. I'll likely go. I know last time we talked about doing it on nights where the Canucks were supposed to play. So the next one will be Thursday the 8th. So yeah, my guess is I will indeed come online on Thursday night, the 8th, same time, 10 p.m. And we'll go from there, and then might have some news to share then about the future of these streams going forward. And if you were paying attention, especially near the start of the stream, I kind of said 2 or 3 things that maybe if you were paying attention, or if you were observant, or if you weren't ignoring me, you may have picked up on a couple things that I said. I rarely say something for the sake of just saying it, unless I'm answering a question. But if I'm kind of riffing and improvising and talking, there's usually a method to my madness. So if you were listening, watching, or paying attention, you may have picked up on something that I may share a bit more about later on. Not sure who Emily G is, but certainly not the most mature person I've ever seen. No, that's not my nickname in high school. But thank you, mods, for just kind of remove that person completely. I think that would be good. Fangirl, I think you got on it. That's fine. Thanks, you guys. So yeah, don't even time Emily G out. Just remove completely. Or hide. No, go with the hide user. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I think I just did it by accident. I don't even know if I did the right person. Mods, I'll let you do that. Okay. Oh, we have a few of them. There's Ali Mouse there too. Awesome. Yeah, mods, Inferno, we got them. Thank you. At least those 2. We'll see who else comes in. All right. That's okay. It's unfortunate that happened at the end, but that's okay. I'm a big boy. I can handle that kind of thing. So my friends, thank you for being here. Moderators, right off the bat, thanks for being here as well. And to everyone that was here, I appreciate... Oh, here's another one. It's okay. We'll just kind of ignore them as they come in and as we end up as they come in, as we wind up. So instead of giving them attention, we will say thanks very much. Thursday night, I'll come on at 10 p.m. and we'll go from there. So before you go, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like this video if you haven't liked this video already, and I invite you to consider becoming a member of the CCC Crew. You can look at all the membership perks on my YouTube channel. So once again, thanks for being here. I don't take you for granted. Great questions today, as always. And we'll see what happens with the Canucks going forward in the next couple of days. We'll see if the club or the NHL releases any new news or any new updates going forward with what's going to happen for the rest of the season. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Thanks again for being here. Have a great night. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah!